Hello and good day. This is the diary of the Pan-African preacher. There's an African proverb that says, learning expands great souls. Learning expands great souls. As a Pan-African preacher, it has not been lost to me that post-colonial Africa is the home of some of the world's largest Christian and Muslim communities. It is also a fact that faith-based organizations like Christians and Muslims are substantial providers of education to Africa's youthful population. African countries average between 10 and 15% of their educational provision from faith-based organizations in sub-Saharan Africa. I must confess, which is a biblical requisite for healing, that I have begun to pay greater attention to the pronouncements of His Holiness Pope Francis, the head of the Roman Catholic Church. This increase in my attention span, if you will, has come about since delving into the statistics related to Roman Catholic provision of education in Africa. The Roman Catholic Church operates 33,000 primary schools and 10,000 secondary schools across the continent, with 19.2 million students in Catholic primary schools and 5.4 million in Catholic secondary schools. The Pontiff recently addressed the issue of liberal education and what he calls careerism in education. He states, careerism does so much harm because it is not communitarian. It is individualistic, and that does harm. At a meeting with the members at the Ramon Llull University in Barcelona, Spain, Pope Francis went on to speak of teaching as a calling. He says, being called to positions of even greater responsibility must be the result of excellence in the service. How these statements are going to be interpreted by the Association of Catholic Universities and Higher Institutions of Africa and Madagascar will indeed be interesting. The association established priorities are academic excellence and service to the poor. How, for example, will the association, whose philosophy is that education is development, will critique the widely held human capital theory? That is the idea that if someone gets an education and seizes opportunities for advancement and social reward resulting from that education, then that person will be less likely to want to risk that capital by engaging in criminal behavior. We have to ask, does this bear true when addressing issues of corruption among Africa's educated elite? Our prayer is that for our Roman Catholic seminaries, universities, teaching, training colleges, and other higher educational institutions, that they will come with a distinctively African-centered methodology and pedagogical approach. What does all that mean, you say to me? Well, the theological purpose of education in Africa should be to lead to Africa's redemption. That redemption has to be a holistic elevation and liberation from all forms of ignorance and oppression, be they spiritual, social, economic, technological, or political. Ashe.